Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Adventure in Sanctuary. We have today a bit of an odd session. It's not going to be the same style of session as we have been doing. Like I said last session in the previous video, we are going to be having half the party with us today. And it's going to be all the girls, or all the girl characters. We are hoping, with every ounce of our being, that this is going to be a fun session still. I have put something together purely for this session. And like I said, last session, we might find out a little bit of info about a certain character that we all know and love. So, fingers crossed, it's as good for everybody else as it is for those who are watching at home. Now, you have to bear with us because it is scorching. We are all stuck indoors. It's very hot in the UK. So just bear with us as much as you can. Obviously, we're all going to be hot and irritable, possibly, but we'll do our best. Okay. So, as I said, not going to be a usual session, but we do have Morie back with us, which is great. And as far as I know, everything went well for her, which is wonderful. Ophi and obviously Scarlett. Right then. So I'm going to do a quick recap, as per usual. For those of you who are avid watchers and have been following the campaign 1 and 2, you'll know that I like to do a quick recap at the start, just to make sure everyone is up to scratch with what's going on and, you know, brought up to speed, because we do have a bit of a gap in between sessions and it's nice to just have that refresher. So without further ado, I'm going to get my session notes. Okay, so we're on session 7. So first of all, welcome back everyone. We began our last session deep within the Aranok Desert, inside a small rocky arena where a makeshift campsite was set up, the party having only just defeated a giant worm-like creature the locals named the Great Sand Beast, and they were winding down for a few hours of rest. During their time staying there, Riker pulls her in off to one side for yet another private chat with him. Only things didn't go as well as Riker had hoped they would. Feeling like he was getting nowhere, Riker used his paladin aura nearby Zarin to force some sort of reaction from him. But Zarin's mind was a fortress at that point, and he managed to resist all attempts made by Riker to sway him. With Riker seeing no way to reach his goal now, he used a zone of truth, and Zarin managed to resist this also, which, as we know, allows him to avoid giving any honest answers that he doesn't want to give up freely. Had he failed to resist the spell, though, things would have gone a little more differently. In the meantime, Scarlett saw the conversation happening when stood over by her tent and saw that Zarin was looking very awkward. So Scarlett opted to fire a warning shot from her bow using an exploding arrow to interrupt the proceedings. With the placed arrow doing its job, the conversation ceased to continue, and the rest of the party began to awaken from their rest, all except for Morie, who remained fast asleep inside of her tent. The party all decided to leave her a note, which Ophi was more than happy to write up for her, and then they all moved over to the arena exit, where on the way, Zarin and Scarlett strayed too close to the poisonous fumes, still leaving the cracks in the sand. And only Zarin managed to resist breathing in the poisonous gas. However, Scarlett soon neutralized the poison in her body with a quick swig of an antidote potion. Once ready, the party as a group took off towards the road, and followed it easily into the Dry Hills area, where upon reaching said area, they were set upon by a group of saber cats, which Zrin started the combat by casting his newly learned Ice Storm spell on them. They didn't take too kindly to that. The battle was a fairly easy one, with Scarlett calling upon her powers of nature to warp the ground in front of her, making sharp vines break through the sand to deal damage to those brave enough to walk through the now thorn-covered area. Ophi tried to cast her magic, but the cruel hand of fate caused her to fail, and oddly enough, she ended up with her potions all swapping colours and properties. How weird is that? Well, that's wild magic for you. Towards the middle of the battle, a group of sand-dwelling cave leapers also joined the fight. They were able to reinforce the enemy side, but it wasn't enough to stop the party in their progress, and soon all enemies lay slain on the sand. After the battle was concluded, the party made a quick search of the area, which revealed to them that an alchemist had once travelled the area, and they had left behind their potion-making kit along with a potion of thawing. The party snagged both of these items and carried on down the road. They didn't have to travel far until they found a set of steps cut into the side of the mountain they walked near to, and climbing the steps up, they found their destination, the Halls of the Dead, along with a handy waypoint situated just outside the entrance to the halls. How about that? Wasting no time, Riker activated the magic circle, and Krell and Riker both used it to get back to Lut Gholein quickly. Once there, Riker literally dumped anything he could find at the feet of Deckard Cain and requested it to be identified. To which Cain agreed, as per his agreement with the party for saving his hide back in Kundaras. Krell, on the other hand, decided to get his equipment repaired with Farah to get the best possible usage out of them once more. Once done in the city, they both returned to the awaiting rest of the party and decided to venture into the hall's stairway, which led them down to a very cold and dark tomb packed with mummies and bats, along with other things yet unseen. The party noticed that the bats started to twitch with their bodies as they hang from the ceiling, somewhat disturbed by the party entering the halls of the dead. The mummies there remained idle, except for slightly tilting their heads to lay their gaze onto the party. The rest of their body remained deathly still. Deciding it's best not to engage right then, they sneaked back up the sand-covered stairway and quietly as possible headed back up to the surface and exited back into the Dry Hills. Back outside, Ophi's bodyguards all gathered around the waypoint, but Krell and Riker, sensing there was treasure to be found somewhere, headed off the beaten path. There, Riker did actually stumble across a lone chest. It's like he can sniff these out, like a bloodhound on the hunt for its prey or something. They both spent some time trying to break open the chest, Krell and Riker, but in the end it was Krell who delivered the forceful blow that set off the ice arrow trap within, which he took with ease, mind you, so well in fact that it's in a split second he actually caught the arrow mid-flight as it hurtled towards him, and then threw it at Riker. Inside the chest were a few items of use which Krell collected up. Happy with their findings, the pair headed back to the rest of the party, where one by one they all took the waypoint back into Lut Gholein. Once back inside of the walls, the party all broke off and did their own thing. Krell gave his new dagger to Cain and requested he too will identify the weapon for him. He then went to speak with Farah and is now working at being a trainee blacksmith, with her mentoring of course. Zrin headed to Drogon's library rather eagerly. He's in search of knowledge of anything storm related or documented strong weather patterns. He seems very determined to improve himself. Ophi headed to Lysander and spoke at length with him about potion brewing techniques and the various herbs and spices that can be found in the desert region before heading back to the tavern. Riker decided to continue with his weapon training and headed to the mercenary barracks where he could train on the practice dummies there, kept within the courtyard. And lastly, Scarlett. Scarlett headed to Farah to get her equipment repaired and would later join Ophi at the tavern. And so, it's here where we're going to pick up today's session. So let's see what chaos we can cook up this time, shall we? Okay, let's make sure everybody's off their mutes. So, to business then. I'm going to put the... Actually, I'm going to leave it on the start screen for now. Right, Morie. I believe you are...
I had the best sleep ever.
I'm sure you did.
So long. So good.
Morie. You have not done your hit points and your magic points rolls yet. So would you do those for me, please, now? And we'll get you up to level 7 fully.
Could you do this for me, please? Because right now it's still a little bit shaky with my...
Yep.
20.
Yeah, I can do it for you. Not a problem. Okay. Yeah, I'll do it on behalf for you. Not a problem.
Thank you.
Right, so you're already up to 7. So all I need to do is hit points. So we'll do 1 hit die roll. Maximum hit points. You've got no constitution modifier, so it's literally just +8. So you go from 38 to 46. Okay. That's that taken care of. And the next thing is your mana. So for your mana, you will have 2 below your level. So that'll be 1, 2, 8. You will also have an MP dice of a D6. So I'll roll that for you now. And that's our maximum roll. So you have 7 of those now, as you're level 7. You have 1, 3, 4. And now I need to add any modifiers based on your intelligence, wisdom, charisma. So your charisma is nothing. You've got 2 in your wisdom, so that's +10. And you've got 1 intelligence, so it's +15 onto your total. So that would be 149. And there we are. So you have now 46 hit points and 149 mana points. And you are now fully level 7. If you haven't picked up a skill, or if you want to add another skill point into a rank, you should have 9 points in total. So if we have a quick look, you've got 3 poison creeper, 3 in spirit wolf, and that is it. So you've got 3 points to spend still. Yeah, I don't see anything else. So yeah, that's what you're going to need to do. At some point, you're going to need to pick your points and whether you're going to rank up anything.
Yes.
Oh no, you can't. The skills you have are already maximum rank, so you would have to pick either skills or save your points. Completely up to you. So that's going to be spare 3, total spent 6. Okay, that's that done. So,
thank you so much.
No problem. So, you awaken in your tent, having had a nice nap. You notice over by the corner where your zip meets the bottom of your tent that it's been left open very slightly, and there's a piece of parchment that's literally just sticking through the gap.
Ooh. Well, Is there anything on the paper?
Yes, there is. If you pick it up and have a look, you'll see a very roughly drawn map with a note next to it saying follow this path, and it says how to activate a waypoint as you've never used them before, and also how to traverse using them to different locations. It's a very nice detailed note, kind of like bullet pointed, just gives you clear, precise instructions on how to find the party, where they're headed, and how to activate the waypoint once you find it. Because they have gone ahead for not too far ahead of you, but you'll notice that obviously as you take a moment to step outside your tent, the camp has been dissolved. All the other tents are gone, the campfire is put out, and you're the only one there now, alongside a rotting sandworm. So what's your action?
Morie starts to cry a tiny little bit. Again, she was left behind because she slept too well on this letter, and that her new friends didn't forget about her. So she's keen to follow the lead and find my tent, and then
So you pack up all your things. Carefully
Trying
make your way
to
around the
walk.
arena, because obviously you know that there's like poison gas in the center area of the arena. So skirting around the edge, you manage to find the exit, which the rest of the party have taken, as noted, and you basically follow their footprints through the sand, and then joining up with the pathway, you manage to press onwards fairly simply, following a cliff edge or cliff face to your right hand side, which is leading you all the way to the dry hills. Once you get there, you can see that there's been signs of battle. There's dead bodies of the cats and those strange little beasts with the sharp talons that tried tearing at you before. Slightly darker skin than the other ones, but still very much similar looking. And the path bends round towards the north as you enter the area, coming in from the east side of it. So it bends round, and in a not too far distance you can see that there is a set of steps that lead up a cliff face, and there's a small plateau which you can see at the top. There's a glow, like a very a pulsating, like a very sky blue, sort of like a pale blue color. I think you would have seen that energy before any time Zrin would have used his lightning magic and stuff like that. So it's very, very similar. There's a bit of a light show going on out there. You look back at your map, you can see clearly that it's been drawn, that you need to find the waypoint, and it's been described obviously to you by Ophi, which is really nice, that what to look out for. The blue lights are a major giveaway. So following the instructions that have been left for you, you head towards the blue lights, up the steps, and then just at the top where the steps end and the plateau starts, you can see the waypoint, but you can also see behind it is a large golden statue that kind of represents a cat. It seems to have wings that grow out of its back, and it seems to just be laying down on its stomach. Looking past that, you can see columns either side of this paved section, and they lead into the cliff face even high or even further behind where you are. So at the end of that small pathway which leads towards that is a cavernous entrance sort of thing, and you can clearly see that there's a way down that way. If you wanted to go that way, you could, but the note suggests that you take the waypoint. So it's up to you.
As I remember somehow, you should never trust cats. So I probably should follow my notes on this time, because I can sense my doggos, and they are literally screaming to not go near the cat. So I'm trying to sneak to the glowing waypoint.
Yeah.
I assume it's the waypoint.
Yeah.
And use it instead of getting killed by a giant cat with wings.
Yeah, very well. So just for your purposes, I'm just going to do a quick focus ping on the area, and this is what you are seeing now.
Oh.
Okay, so you can see the road off to your left slightly. The big stone carved steps that have led you up to the plateau, and then your entranceway that you saw is over here, and there's obviously the big statue of the cat. All right. So if you are absolutely set on going through the waypoint, then we will do that for you. I need to see what these guys are. They're not map. Yeah, okay. Wonderful. So I'm going to turn you into a GM layer so you won't be able to see anything. And we head back to Lut Gholein. Now, the time that you have got into Lut Gholein is roughly around 8 AM. So things are in full swing. The marketplace has already been open for like about an hour or so. The shops are all open up. So there's a lot of hustle and bustle going about the general area. We'll put you as a token. There we go. So you are now as a token. You have free movement. As you can see from where you are, do a quick focus ping for you. As you can see from where you are basically in the middle of the city, in what would be known as like a business district. That's where you've appeared now that you've used your first time using a waypoint. The library is over here by Zrin. The mercenary hall is over here by where Riker has stood. And of course you've got the NPCs in the middle of the marketplace and so on. Now, in the time that you've been away, there's been a few things that have been going on. But the majority of it is Scarlett and Ophi are now over by the Atma's tavern. I was trying to think of the name, but yeah, Atma's tavern, and they're waiting for you, as described in the note. So, unless you need to do anything, you want to do anything whilst you're here, you can, or you can go and join them.
I would like to join them right away, because I've been far away for too long,
Okay.
I don't want to let them wait any longer.
Yep, no problem. So, yeah, it's easy enough to find your way there. You know roughly the city layout. You know where the tavern is. It stands out as one of the tallest buildings on the east side. The northern side of the town, of the city. So, yeah, you'll know where to go.
And they join them.
Yeah.
Super happy.
Okay.
Speaking
Scarlett.
so
Scarlett
much.
will be sitting at a table with her feet up, looking, trying to nap.
Very well. Ophi? Fiola.
I'm guessing Laurie's just walked in.
You say-
Pardon?
Say anything, please.
Can you hear me
When
alright?
you see it. Yeah, do you say anything when you see her as she walks in?
If wave her over, it's just more of an action rather than words. It's like, oh, just here. Oh, just waving her so get her attention.
I wouldn't know. She'd be eyes closed. Off.
Hello, guys! It's so nice to see you again. You're still alive.
Oh, it's you, Sleeping Beauty. Where have you been?
I'm so sorry, but the fumes of the sandworm kinda made me very sleepy, and I dreamt so much about cooking and eating
Oh, that's fascinating.
sandworm flesh. And
Ophi, can I have a drink? Oh,
You asking me for a drink? Is that just because I'm holding the purse?
that's yeah, and Scarlett's feeling quite lazy.
God, I was always feeling lazy. Do you want to drink as well, Morie?
yes, of course, a good drink in the morning.
I'm going to get up and head over
Always
to
a
the
good
bar and grab everybody some liquor. It's early in the morning. It's not alcohol time. I'll just go and get some water.
Water?
Yes.
Some water.
Yes, we can drink water.
Yeah.
Where we can does it. We're melting out here.
Yeah, they quite well. No, actually, not surprisingly at all.
So what have you been
They filter it.
up to?
I'm heading over to the bar. Is Morie going to stay with Scarlett or is she coming with?
She's coming with.
Okay, now don't spill these ones. So I get.
I'm trying my best.
Shall we get a couple of pictures? It is a bit warm.
It's a perfect idea. And then you have to tell me, what did I miss out?
Oh, this one's worth sitting for.
What
Let's
did I
wait till we
miss?
get back to the
What
table.
happened? I saw giant things.
Oh, we killed the giant thing. It's just the we got the saber cats and the sand reapers. But it's worth sitting down for these ones. I don't want to be standing up talking. My legs are tired. Make our way back to the table. I'm gonna sit down and start pouring some cool drinks.
That sounds exciting.
You notice Scarlett sort of looking around a little bit. I'll say a little bit nervously. Just peeking around the bar, just making sure she's got a good eye on everyone that's in the bar. She doesn't say anything.
What's up, Scarlett?
Nothing. I thought I saw somebody with the guards.
Ooh, who did you see? Oh.
Just feels a little bit I did I ever mention I hate this town?
I don't think it's.
Why? These people are so lovely.
It's a long story. It's too hot, and some of the people in it are not great people. Yeah, just would like to get out of here sooner rather than later. Anyone know how long Zrin's gonna be?
He's in the library with his head in a book. How long do you think he's going to be?
She pulls her cloak up over her head and takes a sip of a drink and just sort of dozes back off to sleep. Or at least seemingly goes to sleep.
I don't think there's a past bow that Scarlett's worried about. I think she's got a bit of a history.
She doesn't answer.
Now the important question is,
Yeah, Scarlett's never been one to talk about her personal stuff.
oh,
Okay. As you start to nod off slightly, Scarlett, as you relax in the corner with your nice refreshing drink that Ophi supplied you, you hear some light footsteps over towards the doorway. Followed by a young boy who appears at the doorway. And obviously this is a tavern, it's not a place for children. And he pokes his head through, doesn't actually enter fully his whole body, he just pokes his head and his torso through, looks around and shouts out, "Hi, is there a Scarlett?" And he's looking around.
Scarlett sort of, yeah, she bolts when her name's called. She bolts upright and suddenly sort of a bit jump scared almost. And she signals, but puts her hand. Yeah, I'm over here.
Okay, he rushes to your side. He said, "Yeah, I got a message for you. It's about your bow. I'm not sure if I said that right. Well, anyway, Miss Farah told me to come and find you because your bow's ready. I think that's it."
Thank you. I'll pull a copper coin out and hand it to him. Thank you very much.
"Oh, thank you." And then he just grabs it and snatches it and runs off.
I need to go and get my gear from the blacksmith. I won't be a minute. Well, I'll see you in just a few minutes. It won't be long.
Ow! I think he means bow. Bless him.
I left our equipment with the blacksmith to get repaired after a few mishaps when we were fighting those sand beasts. And I asked Farah to have a look at ways to help me increase the penetration of my arrows because I felt almost useless against that giant worm beast, and I'd rather not be in that situation again. Anyway, she sort of looks outside again, looks around quickly, and anyway, I'll be back in just a moment. All right. And with that, she flicks her cope up, puts the hood up, and heads out. Fast walks out into the street.
Okay.
And she'll start heading towards Farah. It'll be the normal location, will it?
Yes.
Have I got a token on the map? I can't see myself. Where am I?
Yeah, you're in the tavern.
Oh, yeah, sorry, I see. Okay, right. So I'm gonna sort of just start fast walking outside. As I'm sort of, how many guards are about and about in the town, DM? What's sort of, because it's the first time I've sort of been wandering.
There's the general populace is out and about, the usual like customers and so on that we normally frequent the tavern or the marketplace. There are a few guards, but not more or less than what you've seen in the past. So there doesn't seem to be any heightened security levels, even though what with the recent events, obviously the city have no idea that the sand beasts are slain. So there's still that information that you can share with them at some point. But in general, it's just your average, a couple of guards here and there, that nothing like patrolling the streets basically, just to keep any ruffians away and stuff like that, any law breaking, that sort of thing. So generally policing of the area, but nothing too intensive.
It was a quick sort of swivels her head around to keep an eye on, see who's around, and then she goes one quick look back at her group in the tavern, Ophi and the druid in the tavern, and she'll head in. Going to the tavern, she'll head to Farah. As she's sort of starting to walk up the street, she's starting to think about being back in Lut Gholein and what it means for her, and starts to think about the last time she was here was years ago, when she was due to be married. She had an arranged marriage with one of the sort of wealthy merchants in the area, and she just starts reminiscing about the last time she was here and where she got her Lilith and Lillian, her two crossbows. She starts reflecting on how far she's come, and the fact that the crossbows were a gift to her from her arranged marriage, from her betrothed, and how she ran away from that to become a caravan guard and abandon her family. So that's kind of Scarlett's state of mind. She's walking up to go and talk to Farah. She's sort of a little bit anxious. She could swear just feels a bit uneasy, like people are watching her, but that could just be paranoia. She knows she's not in the best state of mind. Doesn't like being in Lut Gholein very much. But she sort of pads along the brick pathway over to go and see Farah. And she sees her, she gives her a quick wave and says, "Farah, I believe you've got my equipment."
Yeah, I do. As you enter the market area, you can see the usual city folk that are tending the market, on top of the people that frequent there to buy their spices and so on. There doesn't seem to be any other activity going on, shall we say. And as you approach Farah, she gives you a nod and a smile and says, "Yeah, I have your bow. It took me a little bit longer than it would normally do. I think it's because it's more unique, or there's something about this bow. I'm not sure 100% what it is. I've managed to do as best as I can and repair it to its full capacity, but there's still something about this that I don't quite understand. And I've been a blacksmith now for quite some time, and I've never seen anything of the sort."
It's a gift to me from another blacksmith from the rogue encampment, from where we came from. It was crafted from two of my old weapons to me.
I see.
Two very important weapons to me.
Yeah. Okay. And she nods and turns around and walks over to this like little cupboardy sort of thing area where she keeps a lot of her stuff that she uses. Before I forget, I've sent your friend Krell. I've sent him over to get some more materials. I've had a lot of repairs needed recently. I can't think why, but hey, that's how it goes. So I've sent him over to the docks to pick up some more raw materials so I can use them to fix things.
You can help me with the slippage of the bowstring. What I'm finding is that the string keeps slipping off of its notch and causing a misfire.
Yeah, I can look into that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And as she reaches into the I'm going to call it a cupboard because I don't know what else to call it. A closet, maybe? I don't know. Like a storage box. As she reaches into it and grabs your bow, you can see the cane as it's removed. And you see the string. It all seems okay. She walks over to you and goes, "Here you go," and hands it out to you. However, during the motion of her handing it towards you, you can hear some heavy footsteps coming from, if I show you this direction, towards the western exit of the market itself.
I need that bow. Yeah, as soon as she hears footsteps, Scarlett's gonna get a bit panicked to say, "Far, I need that bow now."
Yeah, I mean, you're easily within grabbing distance, so if you grab it, then you grab it.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So following the footsteps, you can hear some softer, not as heavily armed. As you look around, you can see that there's spears. The tips of the spears you can see over the top of the wall, but you can't see anything else. And you can hear the familiar jingle of the armor that the guards wear. And
As I hear,
you hear from behind you.
Mhm.
Ha! Hi. You won't be needing that where you're going, my dear.
Scarlett will kind of mutter, "Damn it, Farah, who did you tell about this weapon?" And she will make a quick.
This comes directly from behind you.
Yeah, so if it's coming from this direction here, then Scarlett will make a quick beeline back for the tavern this way. And yeah, as she walks around, I say, "Damn it, Farah, who did you talk to?" 5, 10, 15,
Alright, hang on a second.
20 as she approaches the gateway.
Very well.
The map's just moved out of view. 1 second.
Yep. Hang on, I'll do a focus for you. Okay. As you move away, you turn to look at the voice behind you. And to your horror, you stand there and you stand face to face with the merchant Akim al-Zahir. I was told that you were here in Lut Gholein. Foolish girl. Will you ever learn? Guards, seize her. With that, 2 of the guards that are stood with him around the corner barge past Akim and stand in the doorway. Oh, sorry, in the pathway. And one of the guards actually addresses you and says, "Here, come quietly now, please, miss." But you already chosen to head the other way. As you do so, a 3rd guard appears and blocks your exit.
Yeah, I mean, as she gets, obviously, that guard just appears and she's a bit shocked and thinking, oh. She turns around to Akim. Mustafa knows I wasn't ready for this. It shouldn't have happened that way, and she'll just keep trying and power walk away to the next nearest exit. So she'll walk down here towards the exit this way. Down here.
Okay. What I'm going to do is, before you do that, I'm going to ask you to roll a initiative, please. Turn order.
Damn, I can't see anything on the map. Is that on purpose?
Yeah, at the moment.
Okay, that's fine.
Yep, you'll just have to listen to what's going on at the moment. So we'll put you back over here, because at the moment this guy has appeared and we've gone into God. We'll put him. Okay, so he's going to go first. He's going to take 2 stabs at you with his spear as you are trying to flee. Oh wow.
Well, she tries to use her reaction ability, her dodge effect, which gives her an AC, but you
But nat 20.
got a crit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Roll.
Unlucky for you, it wasn't the other way round. Okay, so why does it put it there instead? Never mind. So it's going to be 6 and 5, along with an extra 6. So 6, 12, 17 points of piercing damage. The second attack obviously completely misses, and he starts to fumble the weapon instantly. Manages to recover enough, and pulls out a second weapon. And just stands there blocking your exit, basically. So that's his turn. All right, your turn.
Yeah, as this guy just sort of spears at me and Juby lands quite a deep gash on my leg or wherever he hit me. Scarlett will jump backwards and sort of, what the hell are you doing? It wasn't supposed to be like this. Stafford knew I was not due to marry him. And with that, she turns and flees. So she'll disengage. This time, she's breaking out into a sprint, realising that she's outnumbered.
Yeah.
And she'll, sprint for the nearest exit. 10, 15, 20,
Yeah.
25, 30. She'll approach.
Yeah,
She's
as
gonna
you
make
get
the
to
tavern.
that one. As you can see, another guard has moved in position to block this exit as well. He will be brought into the initiative order. You know what? I'll tell you what. Won't do that. What we'll do is we'll just we'll do it as a group thing. So they all go on 12s, you go on 9s.
Scarlett will chug a health potion on her belt.
Yeah.
4d4, isn't it, for a small one?
Yeah.
So she restores 10. So you hit me with 17, so I'll just take 7 off. Which will put me down to 36. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, Scarlett sort of, she's sweating, she's panicking a little bit here. I mean, she's already used her movement, but she's just going to shout, "You need to listen to me. This isn't how it should happen. It's not supposed to be like this."
Yep. At first, the guard moves towards you in response to what you said. It doesn't seem like he's going to attack, but he does want to try and grab hold of you. So he's going to do a grapple attempt. Which will just be contested when it's, so you can do your acrobatics, I'll do athletics. I'll just do the saving throw because he's got the same modifier.
Oh,
it's a draw.
Hey.
So you evade capture.
Somehow.
As he's noticed that it's completely failed, he's going to swing around with his weapon and try to jab you in the leg. 13. No.
That'll dodge out of the way. Wasting no time at all, hopping over the guy's spear as he stabs out of my feet. She full on breaks out into a sprint into the next nearest exit. She's panicking, looking around for the next exit, just trying to get away. So she will dash down towards the south. 5 for an opportunity attack or not. 10.
Nope.
15.
No
20. 25. 30. I'm going to use a sprint action. 35. Because she's full on sprint, trying to break out of this little conundrum she's in. And she sees an exit down here, so she'll head for this exit down here.
And as you do so, a guard steps around this corner. Shield and spear ready to strike. He's like, come on, it doesn't have to be this way. Just give up.
At what point can Ophi and Morie intervene?
You won't do yet. You won't do yet.
I didn't catch that. If you said, what did you say?
So at what point can Ophi and Morie intervene? Because obviously we're going to start wondering why it's taking so long to get to the blacksmith at some point.
It's only been
Only been
about
like a few seconds.
Yeah, so it's only been about a minute or two.
I don't know, but can you hear the commotion outside? I'm just curious.
No. Nope, you're sat in a corner, nice and safe inside the tavern.
Completely oblivious. Okay.
Completely oblivious. There's no one actually in the marketplace. Everyone who was in the marketplace, Scarlett, has literally exited just before the guards arrived. As you were talking to Farah, you wouldn't have noticed this, but as you are now basically skirting around the rest of the market, you can see that it's virtually empty. There's a few people outside looking in, but they're all watching what's going on from outside the walls.
Okay, Scarlett is going to keep sprinting, but she's going to slam on the brakes and pivot and head for the very last round exit she can see, which would be this one up just on the top left here. I don't think she's going to make it though. 40, 45, 50, 55, 60 is as far as she can get. She's going to try and use this exit down here just to get out of the town square. And she's screaming, she's shouting at the guards, please, you need to listen to me. It shouldn't be like this. This isn't how it's supposed to be.
Yep. One more guard enters the marketplace from around that corner as well. You now see that the only exit, or no, you can actually see from where you are now that all the exits are blocked. You've got to find a pretty quick way to get out. If you can't, then you're going with them.
Right, well, I mean, I've used my... It's your turn now, DM, anyway, because
Right.
I've sprinted.
Okay, so what's going to happen is, as they're all going together, 15, 20, 30. I'm going to put him there so he blocks the exit. 1, 2.
Just hear a shout, oh my god, they're everywhere!
4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4. He's got a spear, so he can attack diagonally, which is nice. So he's going to send out 2 jabs. 13. Well, they're not hitting very well today. And a 20. So I believe the 20 will strike you. Let's see. For 6 points of piercing damage. So a low damage roll, but it's you're not a beast, so it's fine. So he manages to stab you in the side of the leg as a low jab to try to weaken you. You get the feeling that they're not trying to kill you, but they're just trying to slow you down, to injure you enough so that you give up.
Scarlett is got to get back to the tavern. I'm not going to make it. And she wraps a quick bandage around that scrape on the leg, and she looks around for one last way out. And she's going to try and vault over that that little stall there and try and go over the guards. Yep. She's going to full on break sprint, going to head to it, and she's going to try and leap up scale on top of that stall. And she's going to try and go up and over the guards. But her leg is still, as she's sprinting, she can feel the pain in the leg. You've jabbed in your leg twice.
Yeah.
It's definitely hurting.
Okay. What I'm going to do is, as they've got spear weapons, I'm going to attack as an attack of opportunity. That's a 13. That's going to miss. Your AC says 14, but I know it's much higher than that. Yeah, okay, so he tries again to get you again as you leave his area of control. You manage to nimbly sidestep the tip of the spear and get away from him as best as you can.
Roll, do you want me to try and leap up onto the...
it's going to cost you movement, and it's going to be an acrobatics check. So we've got one. So what did you do? 5, 10, 15, 20 feet of movement. Yeah, this would be all of your movement if you manage to get up.
Okay. What do you want from me? Sorry, an acrobatics.
Acrobatics check, yeah.
Yeah, she tries to very agilely leap up onto that. To that stall.
No. So as you try to climb, you actually use some of the loose fitting pots that are around the base of the shed area, and you use those as kind of like leverage to get up. But as you do so, your foot slips, and the pot breaks open. You fall, but not too far, because you never really climbed that high anyway. But it's a failed attempt, and you try to climb. Yeah, you try to climb. You're not flat on your ass or anything like that. You just literally stumbled. So you've stumbled back down. I guess ready to give it another go.
She will. Well, I've got no movement left, so
No.
I'll just turn. Oh, I could dash. I'll dash, and I'll just try and. I'll try and force my way past the weakest looking guard, which would be this one here. I'm completely surrounded, so 5, 10, 15. So you can probably opportunity attack me that one if you want. Next to Decker Cane. 20,
I've got 2 incoming on you.
5, 30. So I could make it to that guard there. I'm just going to try and. I can't get past him, but.
That's a nat 20. And that's a 14. Now I know you've got higher AC than 14, so I'm going to ignore that one. So the first one is... That's big numbers. Is that the same again? That's 6, 6, and 5. Yeah, so another 17 points of damage. The second guard is unable to stick you with the pointy end, quite literally. So that brings you over to where you are now, next to this one. Okay.
It's his turn.
So, guard's turn. They're going to converge. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Please stop! You don't understand! Leave me alone!
1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, he doesn't have to do that. 1, 2, 3, 4. 6. He's going to stand next to Kane. I'm just going to also stand next to Kane. He's going to use his action to sprint over towards you, which puts you completely and utterly surrounded. I'll just move the others, just a general area around you, but yes, you are now covered completely. Okay. So before they attack or anything, one of the guards in front of you just tuts and says, "Look, you should really just give up. We've got you now. There's nowhere to run." And they all lower their spear at you, exactly, all at the same time, like in unison.
She starts sobbing. You don't understand. It shouldn't have been like this. Mustafa knows. Akeem knows. It should never have happened like this. It wasn't my choice.
Okay, so before they move in to attack, are you going to submit or are you going to resist?
I think at this point she feels like she's completely surrounded. Can she see any way out of this? Is there any way?
Well, you would have to kill a guard or knock them out somehow. You would have to make it so that they were unable to stand up, and you could get over them.
She starts sobbing and just says, "I'm sorry," and she's going to try and vault over one of the guards. She's going to try and flee once more. Desperate break for freedom.
Okay, before you get to do that, they're going to attack. So I don't need to know what you're going to do. I just need to know whether you're going to actually submit or resist. So you're resisting.
Yeah, it's going to be...
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's going to be... Oh, the advantage. Greater advantage. A 9 with great advantage. That's just sad. So what that'd be 11, so that would never hit you anyway. Great advantage again. 20.
That will hit.
5 points of damage. Piercing.
Yep, that's 14. Yep.
Public submit. Third one with greater. He's got 23.
It's a hit.
That's 9 points of piercing.
With that blow, DM, she almost falls over. She's about to quick heel over.
Okay. And seeing this, the final guard who completes the set, he spins his spear around and uses the butt end of it and just hits you in the back of the head. Everything goes dark for you. You still have your senses, but for the time being, you are being knocked unconscious.
Just as she falls to the floor, sobbing, just whimpering, it shouldn't have been like this.
Yeah.
I never wanted to marry him. And those are her last thoughts as everything fades black for her.
Okay. Very quickly, you are cuffed, bound, and dragged away before any of this spreads out even further across the city. You've caused a bit of damage in your attempts to flee, and obviously you've tried to outrun the law of the city. So this is going to go against you.
I might have broken a few arm pots, maybe.
Yeah. It's okay. It's not too much, but obviously that's what's happened. So, with that scene playing out, and anyone who is around the marketplace at the time watches as you are carted off towards the palace. So, this all happens very, very quickly. It doesn't seem like it because obviously combat takes a little bit longer, but in general it would have took, I don't know, about 30-40 seconds or so for all of this to occur. So a couple of minutes at the most, and Ophi and Morie are starting to wonder, where's Scarlett? She said she'll only be a couple of minutes. It's been a couple of minutes and she's not back. So what we'll do is we'll swap back to Lut Gholein. Ophi, you are alerted to the sound of shouting, literally coming from outside the tavern. You can hear locals shouting about the palace guards. Oh, they've got someone, quick, let's come and have a look. You can hear that sort of thing. Others who witnessed what was going on are like, yeah, it's one of those visitors from the west. They've been taken by the palace guards. Don't know why, but Akeem was there. And you hear obviously their footsteps as they walk away, and some of them are running towards the market to see if they can see anything else, just in general being nosy. But you do notice, with all this commotion going on, that Scarlett is nowhere to be seen. You know her last destination was the market, and you know someone has been taken. You don't know who, but Scarlett has not returned from a short trip to the market.
Alright, I'm gonna go have a look and find out what's going on.
I'm coming with you. Won't leave you behind.
I'm just going to remove Scarlett for the time being.
I'm going to come over and talk to Dakar Kane and see what he can tell me. So to Scarlett passed this way not so long ago. Any ideas where she is?
Kane turns towards you, Ophi, and says, "Oh, my dear, she was here a moment before the guards all came circling in and took her somewhere."
Guards? Palace guards? Mercenaries?
Yes, guards. From the palace. They were definitely wearing palace equipment and insignias on their armor.
Okay. Would you advise me who I need to talk to about it? Would it be the prince, or...?
Oh, I doubt that you would ever get a audience with the prince right now. What with this going on, if they've been taken, or Scarlett has been taken to the palace, then you're gonna have to find a way either into the palace or speak to someone regarding the issue and try to get them into the palace, or there might be other ways. But for now, Scarlett has been taken into custody.
Okay. Well, I'm going to try and get some answers, and I'm sure I've got some leverage up my sleeve. Leave it with me. Thanks for your help.
Anytime. And he goes back to identifying the weapon, the trove that's just been dumped at his feet.
Morie, I've got an idea. Let's head to the palace.
Hey. What? How?
Well, let's say we have done nothing but good for this town. So why they feel it is warranted to arrest Scarlett without good reason, then I'm sure we have a few tricks up our sleeve that we can pull to get her released. So let's just head to the palace and find out what the hell is going on.
Are you not afraid we're gonna get catched too?
Okay, so as you approach the bottom of the palace steps, the guard at the top, in fact there's actually more than one guard, there's two guards there, and he shouts, and one of them shouts, "Halt! You may not pass! What is your purpose here?"
We'd like to have a discussion with Prince Joan about the giant sandworm that is outside of the castle walls.
The prince is busy at the moment. Come back later.
No, I don't think he's going to be too busy to hear what we also have to say about one of our friends being taken into custody. Especially when we've done nothing but help this town.
He knows.
He knows, then why would he not talk to us?
Because he is busy.
And we will wait here until he does give us an audience.
I see. Well, you can wait at the bottom of the steps then.
Okay. And so I'm going to cast myself a little fireball and start juggling.
Okay.
And I'm going to say to the guard, "Oops, don't blame me if one of these falls. These are a little bit hot sometimes. And I won't want to be responsible for maybe setting one of the trees on fire." So I would encourage your prince to get some priorities in order, because we would like some audience for our good doings and explanation for your wrongdoings towards us. And I'm still juggling this fireball.
Mm-hmm. What are you trying to do to the guard?
Just get his attention.
Oh, well, you got his attention. Yeah, he's standing at the top of the stairs with the spear pointing towards you. There's
Yeah,
you've definitely got his attention.
Oh, I'm unfazed. I don't care what he thinks. I'm
Are
going to
you-
just keep moving back and forth until he gets the prince for me.
I mean, let's not escalate, you know. We really need to talk to the prince, and he really needs to talk to us because of the sandworm, but I'm sure we will manage something. And maybe you're interested in some saber cat teeth?
Are you trying to bribe the guard?
Oh, I would never. I just found them on our very heavy trip to kill the giant sandworm, torturing the city and all its surroundings. And I thought guards who are guarding the palace don't often get outside near big worms and stuff, so I wanted to be nice.
One of the other guards that were stood next to or nearby actually notices you, Morie, and recognizes you. And he steps out from the palace entrance, and he says, come to cause more trouble, have you? I remember you.
Hello, old friend. I totally remember you too. How have you been so far?
It's been a couple of days, but it's been alright. Nothing to report around here. Well, what's up?
We've got a big problem. Our friend got taken in and we don't know why, and we've been nothing but good for this city. So we really need to talk to the prince.
Well, the only way that you're getting in here is if you've got permission. And I don't see Caden giving you any permission. And he points over his shoulder and says, that one over there, that's Caden.
But old friend, do you know how we can get permission? You mean you must have something up your sleeve?
Well, no, not really. Why would I have anything up my sleeve? I work here.
Does he have any particular things or tasks that he might need doing? Anything that's particularly bothering the guards at the moment that they can't deal with that we can handle? Or, you know, just something so we can get some answers.
He looks around before answering. Says, I'm not really supposed to say. And he leans over to you, Morie, and says, look, we've had a bit of trouble in the palace. There seems to be something going on in the cellar. Although no one would tell us what's going on because we don't, you know, we're just the riffraff. We don't rank high enough to be told what's going on. We just have to guard the place. But something's going on down there, and I want to find out what. But I can't get you in. So unless you can find another way in, and there's no secret entrances or anything like that that I know of, like I told you before. So good luck with that. Anyway, what's your friend been brought in for? It must have been bad if they dispatched the guards to go get her.
We have no idea. We've been told nothing. And we've dispatched the sandworm outside the gate. And goodness knows how many cats, saber cats.
Wait.
You know, we've done the city a service, not a disservice, so we don't understand why she's been arrested.
You've killed the sand beast?
Yeah.
Bollocks.
All of yourself.
Where's your proof?
Oh, we got a treasure from inside it. I think Decker Kane's actually identifying it for us at the moment.
Oh, that'll get. Well, I might have a look later on, see if that's true or not. If that's true, wow, you guys should be treated like heroes, not criminals.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Well, anyway, that's not for me to decide. There must have been something else that your friend has done, and whether you know or not is not the point. There must be something that she's done in the past and hasn't been quite honest with you about.
Well, that being said, I mean, we've done enough to prove ourselves. And, leave it at that for now. Let's go and talk to the other guard and see if we can assist with the sellers. And see if we can prove ourselves that way.
Okay. Right, so you're going to go talk to...
Oh, I can't remember his name. Names aren't a strong point. You know that. Was it Caden?
Kalen, yeah. He won't let you go as close to him as the other one will. And even as he was watching the conversation going on, he was a little bit twitchy and a little bit suspicious about why the other guard was talking to Morie as close as he was.
Okay, so I think we need to be a little bit more tactful with how we approach this guy then.
He is very zealous in his guard duty. His loyalty to the prince is like next to no one else's.
So maybe if we handle this issue a little bit more discreetly on his behalf, maybe Morie?
Yeah,
Give him
maybe.
credit for it. Maybe he might get us an audience with the prince.
We could say we are the new seller guys trying to clean up what was left behind.
I mean, bearing in mind we cleaned out the sewers for them as well. So
Right, so we
we didn't go and have a party about that. We dealt with that pretty discreetly for the mercenaries as well. So if they want any kind of reference, they can go and ask those guys.
Also, I remember I played with them cards, and another one told me that one prisoner got killed in the cellar, and a guard captain was acting very strangely. Now I think about it, maybe it's him. So
Possibly.
no. I mean, he went to check the cells and hasn't been seen that since, so maybe we could go for this and be like, hey, we're also searching our other guard friend. Or offer to help finding them, and then he's like...
I'm going to try and coax him over quietly. Not in a I want to bribe you sense, but in a I would like a private discussion sense. Yeah,
Go
I
for
think that's
it.
alright.
If
Yeah.
that doesn't work, I'm gonna bribe again.
Well, I don't think bribe's going to go down well with the palace guys, especially if this guy's really loyal. But so
I believe in you, Ophi. You can do it.
okay.
So whatever conversation you're going to have with him is going to be done from at least 6 feet away.
That's fine, but we're kind of walking very, I would say, nobly over to him, not so he's kind of clear about our intention.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm not trying to do this in like a spy kind of way. I'm just going to say, I'm going to address him properly and say, I understand your name is Caden, and that we have become aware of a slight issue you have in the grand parts of your noble establishment here. Considering that we have recently dealt with some rather pressing issues in the civil department of your lovely city, we would like to extend our services to this establishment as well, if you can grant us an audience with your lovely prince. Credit on this exhibition would be on your part and not ours. How does this arrangement sound to you? Trying to talk in as much clear code as I can without catching other people's attention.
Yeah, okay. Well, in general, not a lot of people will be around this area because they're not allowed to be. Generally, you would go to the palace if you were called or if you were brought there. So the fact that you guys are just walking up to it is probably explains the whole you can't come in mentality and the reaction that the guards always give.
Oh, exactly. But I didn't want to shout and say to the whole town you've got a problem in your dungeon.
No. I mean, yeah, well, you can do.
No, I wanted to be a bit more respectful to his position and kind of make it sound like we were of a more upstanding background.
He remains the same. Almost coded into him like a robot. He's very steadfast in his guard duties. He's very tight-lipped. He won't give any information other than basically greeting and saying that you aren't allowed to pass.
Maybe
Okay, so
try with
this
the
is-
shouting.
Okay, so I pout a little and then I start to turn away and say, well, if the families of the guards and those that might have potentially been caught up with this mean nothing to you, then I will retract my offer and then start to walk away slowly.
Exactly what she says. And I walk
Okay.
right behind her.
You hear him say,
So-
wait! What do you mean, the lives of my guards?
Well, I'm assuming that whatever is plaguing the basements, dungeons, whatever you have under your establishment here, is proving to be difficult to get rid of and maybe causing deaths. So unless you want it dealt with, then I will leave you to it.
There's nothing we can't handle here.
Then why is it still going on? Most of your families have most of your guards have families in this city. We don't. We travel searching out and dealing with stuff like this every day.
What was with your guard captain? Don't you miss him?
Yeah, well, there's more than one of us.
Yeah, but does he have a family? Does he have children? These are all factors that leave you feeling guilty for the rest of your lives when you see their children growing up without a father. We're standing here offering to give you credit for this and deal with it without any guilt on your shoulders.
And if we don't manage it, you have just two more dead people down there, so that shouldn't be a problem.
Interesting. Okay. Let's see. Ophi, make a persuasion check, please. And you can add a D8 for helping Morie.
Persuasion.
So 17 total. He starts to loosen up. You can see that your words are starting to break through his tough exterior. You've already got him talking, which is a good sign. But he keeps the spear pointed down the steps towards you, but does seem to relax a little bit. He doesn't seem to be as bossy in the way that he talks, like the robot code that I explained. It does seem to be that he just goes through motions a lot of the time, but now he does seem a little bit less uptight by what you've said. It says, well, yeah, you've got a point, but I still can't let anyone in.
Well, that's on you then, but the offer only stands for the next 5 minutes, and then we'll find an alternative way to get the information we need. Oh my. Back to the drawing board.
But it's fine, if you don't care about your friends and other guards,
You just gotta, before you leave, say, look, if you just want to settle this quickly, why don't you go to where the courthouse is and just go and pay up the fee? Your friend's got charges against her. You might as well just go and settle it with money. Everything can be settled with money in here.
I'm glaring at him, thinking, not in our world. That always comes with a battle.
Also, we don't want our friend to die in your dungeons. Just because you don't care enough.
Why do you think they're gonna die? They're not gonna die. They're safe.
No one is safe down there. There's rumors going on of fiends in the palace cellar.
Alright, well, they're
We
just
could-
rumours.
Rumors around the guards. But, you know, rumors could be spread even more. But we could also get rid of them.
Oh, that's on him. He's got 5 minutes. Okay. Where do we find the courthouse to see if that is a solution?
It's just round the corner. So if you were to ask him where to go, he would have told you that it's literally this building over here. As you approach it, there's a guard stood outside the door. It's not so much a courthouse, it's more like an office where things are dealt with outside of the palace grounds.
Oh, okay.
On the top floor, there's like stuff that's been done in the past, like records and stuff like that, that's kept up there. But as you approach the doorway, you've got a guard that grabs hold of the door handle. He doesn't open it at first and says, "What's your business?"
We had to pay the fine for our friend that was recently arrested.
Alright, come on in. I think you are expected, actually. And he opens up the door and moves aside for you to go in. As you enter the room, you can see excuse me, it's just a square room with a spiral set of stairs in one corner. There's a single window on one wall, and that's it, and that overlooks the marketplace area. Inside the room is furnishings, so there's wooden chairs around a long stone table in the middle of the room, or just off center. And of course, just around the edge of the rooms are your typical like interior office design stuff, like framed pictures and various locations. You've also got awards that have been given. You've also got bookshelves and shelving units with decorative figurines on. So just your general run-of-the-mill office setting. And there's a couple of chairs for you to sit at, and there's one on the opposite side of the table.
Okay, so we'll walk in there, sit down, and wait for somebody to attend to us.
Yep, the guard will shut the door behind you. He doesn't lock it or anything like that, but it is firmly secure, and no one else is allowed in whilst this meeting is going on. So, you wait for a moment. No one attends, and then you can start to feel the sweat on the back of your neck as it's now starting to be a little bit uncomfortable and awkward amount of time that you've been kept there. Eventually, you hear footsteps coming down the spiral steps that are next in the corner of the room. and coming down those stairs is a really kind of like how would I explain it? Almost like a bookworm librarian kind of type look, it like a clerk, and she's got a file in her hand. And it's inside a folder. And as she comes down the stairs, you can see that she's got like glasses and long, like gingery hair that's tied up in a ponytail. She's quite short, very petite build. I'd put her in about 30s area. So she's been doing this for quite some time. And she's got a bit of a grin on her face as well when she comes to the table. She places the folder down in front of you, and at a quick glance you can see that it says on the outside of it Scarlet Flameheart. So yes, they have information on her, and they have a folder on her. So without any introductions, this lady sits down and pulls the file closer to in front of her. She flicks it open. She says, "Yes, I know who you are and why you're here. So let's not waste time, shall we? Let's get to the point. My name is Fiola. My surname is of no import to you. I am the clerk overseeing the prosecution of Scarlet Flameheart on behalf of the Prince Jeren and his civil employee Akeem Al-Zahir. Now, the current fee for Scarlet's release is yet to be decided. So, are you ready to pay up?" And she goes through with like almost like a calculator sort of thing. She looks at all the details to what's been noted down about Scarlet, all the past information. She gives it a quick skim through. Obviously, she's read this well before you even came over. So you have a choice. You can either pay and have the slate wiped clean for Scarlet along with her release, or you can try to persuade Fiola to drop some of the charge costs.
Okay, well, I'd like to have a discussion about what this charge is about to start off with.
Okay, so let me just get my information.
Just to double check, her name's Fiona, so
Yeah,
she's
yeah.
female, yeah?
She is, yes. She, let's see, didn't do that one, did that one. Didn't strike any guards, that's fine. It's 25. And 20. Okay. She ruffles a few papers after looking at all the notes that she's got. We say the current fee for release of Scarlet is going to be 1,520 gold pieces.
Oh, wow.
There has been a case that has been brought forward, and this needs to be settled in one way or another.
What is,
Can you give me more details on the case, please?
Yes. What we can do is we can give you a copy of the folder that I have in front of me, and you can have a look at that at your leisure. But for now, the time remains whether you are going to pay up or allow her to stay in the care of our prince.
Well, a lot of
yeah,
this,
that's the last thing.
is dependent on what
the folder is in front. Literally, all you got to do is just ask to have it, and she'll let you have a look.
Yeah, want to have a look at the folder, please?
Yeah.
So,
okay. So what you see as you are scrolling through it is, I don't know how much of this Ophi will know based on anything that Scarlett has said in the past.
I don't know anything about Scarlett's past.
But she is basically being put into debtor's jail. She owes a very esteemed merchant a lot of money, which she ran away from, and it's all been tallied up to around 1,000 gold. Anything on top of that is charges that Scarlett incurred when she was dealing with the guards in the marketplace. And you can see that there is at least 5 counts of evading capture. There's disturbance of the peace, breaking property. She didn't strike any of the guards, which is good. So there was nothing on there. She definitely didn't kill any of them. And she didn't trespass at all anywhere. So she didn't occur any of those charges, but she has got extra that have been placed upon her capture as well. So all of that is broken down in front of you, and you can see exactly what's happened, as it's all been accounted for. It's all been witnessed, and it's also signed by the prince himself to say that he's seen it and he agrees with the capture order to go ahead, and that he will basically he will be one of the persecutors because he knows the civil employee is one of his merchants that he actually frequently travels between Lut Gholein, the outer reaches of the desert, and also as far as Chaldean, which is where he lives.
okay.
There's no other information apart from literally the charges that she's got brought against her. Everything else is kept in secure files somewhere else. But this is just for this meeting alone. So this has been specifically made up for you to have a look at, and then it will be kept on file.
Okay, so it doesn't say how she clocked up this debt or anything?
Nope. It doesn't say any details about that. It just says the things that were brought to attention, and it is quite funny because some of them are quite interesting. She's had the total value brought up to 1,000 gold for I believe it was luxurious silk spools. 500 gold in coins, and 3 goats.
Okay.
So it all comes up to 1,000 gold in value, or to the value of, and the rest is on top of that for everything that Scarlett has done today.
Oh, lovely. Okay. So I'm turning tip my head to Morie and whispering. Okay, so how shall we play this?
We could offer our services again. I mean,
Do we play smart or do we just pay it out?
we play smart.
Okay. So, sewers, sandworm.
Of course.
Yeah. So, ooh, decisions. Okay, Fiona. Let me put it to you this way. So far, we've been 3 mercenaries for this lovely city of yours. We have cleared your sewers of all manner of creatures, and we've also completely killed that gigantic sandworm just outside your city walls. Far, we have taken no financial recognition for either of those fates, and yet here you are, trying to charge one of our party for basically nothing more than intimidation. So, how would you like me to break that down for you? Because I reckon that's more than 2,000 gold pieces. So, you actually owe us.
She scoffs at your words. Make a persuasion roll, please, Ophi. That's a fail. Okay. She shakes her head and says, "Ha! We owe you money! That's rich! Well, I hope your friend is better at trying to persuade people than you are, because you have severely failed. Right then. I'm going to ask this again. Are you ready to pay?"
Of course, but only like the part where that got her into prison. I'm not paying for all of her stuff.
I'm afraid that's the bail conditions. You have to pay everything that is owed, and you have to recover what you spend from her.
Okay, I'm going to turn to Morie, and okay. Let's play it this way. We'll pay her now, we'll get back from the prince later. Deal?
But what if we offer our services once more? I mean, we killed the giant sandworm, we already cleaned out your sewers, and I heard you have a little problem in your cellars too. And you seem reliable people.
Well, if they want our services again, we'll make sure they pay us up front.
Morie, make a persuasion roll.
Let's hope it's higher than 14, please.
My persuasion is a -2.
Ah!
I tried so hard.
She stands from her chair and takes the folder and says, "So shall I assume that you aren't willing to pay right now?"
Of course we pay. We pay with our sweat and all of that.
Yes,
Working.
I'm sure that's all fine and dandy, but we want money.
I reach into my my lovely pouch and hand over the. How much was that again?
1,000.
1,520 gold pieces.
So, I'm sure Scarlett will enlighten us.
Mm-mm.
So have you settled up, yeah?
Yeah, we settled up.
Okay, just to confirm. Alright. Excellent. The crown thanks you. Fiola stands and goes to the doorway, opens it slightly and nods to the guard stood outside. She then returns to the desk, takes the folder into her hands and heads back up the stairs. But before she goes, "We're done here then. Your friends should be released very shortly. Please wait here for them and don't move or touch anything. Goodbye. If the party are willing, then you may stay there or you can go outside. It's up to you." Sorry, the party. It's not really a party. It's Ophi and Morie. If you want to stay, you can, but you do have the option of going outside if you wish.
I want to touch something.
Of course you do. What are you touching?
Everything I can.
just random stuff.
Yes.
Move it out of the way.
Everything while moving outside.
Turning like the ornaments like around so they're facing the wall and that sort of thing.
Licking a chandelier or something like this.
Yeah. Okay. So
That beast.
if you are waiting in the room, Fiola does not return back downstairs. There's no need for it. You wait a few moments, and you can see that the door is left open for you to come and go as you please. And you can hear another guard is coming over across the street, and in hand is Scarlett, who he basically shoves through the door, undoes her cuffs, and says, "Looks like you're free to go." Gives a nudge and then walks away from her and back out the building.
Scarlett just sort of stands there, a little bit struck and just a bit sullen, really, looking at the floor.
What the fuck was that about?
You came for me.
Who
We're
came
not
for
doing
you?
that again.
I thought I'd never get out of that jail cell.
All we know is that you owed somebody a heck of a lot of money.
I'll explain it over back at the tavern. Why don't we go and get something to eat and drink? I'm starving.
Yeah, come on.
I
Let's
still
go.
have some injuries being tending to.
Let's see.
The washing machine's just broken. It's making an awful buzzing noise. So loud.
You have been reunited with your weapon as well, Scarlett. It would have been looked after, and all your things that you had on you would be given back to you upon release.
In far, I need to have words.
You think it's Farah?
But yeah, I'll just follow Ophi and Moira back to the tavern.
Okay.
You have some explaining to do, Scarlett.
Oh, give her a break. You've just come out of a goddamn awful jail cell. Let me get some food in first.
Yeah, you're right. But then
I'm
you
waving
have
at
everything.
I'm waving Atma over and asking her to send us the best carvery over she's got.
What I will do is I will pause recording and I will send you an image of the prison cell, Scarlett, so that you can describe what it was like and how horrible it was. What I don't want to do is I don't want to get on recorded, so I'm going to pause it.
It's fine.
Be back in a moment, guys. Okay, we're back.
As we're waiting for the food to arrive, Scarlett will kind of recount to Ophi and Morie how she came into possession of Lilith and Lily and the crossbows, and how they were an advanced wedding gift from a wealthy merchant that lives in. She was due to be married off to the merchant's son, but she ran away from that life and a trophy wife. She wanted to be an adventurer and someone that actually could do good in the world, so she fled and ran away from her home in the Scovos Isles and that's how she ended up in the rogue encampment. She took the Lilith and Lily crossbows with her. She was always an avid archer, but her family had paid a dowry had been paid to Scarlett's family by the merchant, along with sort of several goodies, and that's why the merchant wanted his money back because it was a lot of gold invested into this marriage. The Heartfire is a well-respected name in Scarlett's home isles. It was a good match, but Scarlett didn't want any part of it. Her interest lied in getting out in the world, camping, adventuring, being an on-the-go life, not to be a jewelled-up housewife to some wealthy merchant. So she ran, and that's why she keeps to herself, because she just wants to get out there and do good and keep moving. And the reason she was so on edge was because she could have sworn she saw some guards watching her over the last couple of days. Hence her sudden panicky nature.
Oh, I totally understand that.
I'm so sorry to hear.
Are we recording again, Nadia?
We are.
Just wanted to chat that you forgot.
I'm really glad you came and got me out, though. That cell was awful. It was no bigger than 15 feet. I had a pot to piss in and a bed, and that was all they gave me.
No food, water?
No, nothing. And I've still got several injuries to tend to. Mind you, I don't know how long I was in there for. I was unconscious for... the last thing I remember is being in the village square, waking up in this cell, and it couldn't have been much more than, I don't know, an hour or so before the guards came to get me, to tell me I was ready to go. I've no idea how long I was in there for. I am starving. I could eat a horse.
I don't think we can get a horse, but I've ordered a carvery for us all.
How much was the dowry? How much was the repayment, the fees?
Ooh, 1,520 gold pieces.
That is a lot of gold. I'm so sorry, guys. I don't want to come back to Gholein. All those memories, you do your best to forget about the bad things, and then you end up somewhere out of your control and things happen.
Oh, well, we tried to raise some appreciation for the work we've done for this city, and that didn't work in reducing the value of it either, so trust me, the next time they want some help, they're not going to get it lightly.
Thank you for rescuing me.
Oh, you're welcome, sis.
You didn't see by any chance some secret entryways or something like that?
Wish I did. I was unconscious when they took me in, and the last thing I remember, as I said, was waking up in the bed and then being brought up by pods, and they didn't give much chance to go, and they shoved me out quite forcefully in cuffs back to the courthouse where you got me from. Dark and dingy. I don't know if I smelt anything, heard anything, DM, on the way out, did I? Just any...
No, nothing
Anything
discernible.
on?
No. If anything, as it's the palace, you will probably smell a lot of opium. There's a lot of fragrance that is coming from somewhere. You're not quite sure where, but as you were being brought in and also out, you would get a small hit of like a fragrance that is very, very strong.
Yeah, I could smell lots of, maybe it's opium, I'm not really sure, but I didn't hear anything interesting. I didn't hear any guards talking or any sense of any disturbances in the palace. How long was I gone for, DM?
Yeah, you were right, about an hour.
Anyway, is that food here? I'm starving.
Well, it shouldn't be too much longer, I'm sure.
Any word from Zrin or Krell?
No, nothing.
Nothing yet. I think he's still buried in a book. You know, he's a bit of a bookworm.
Well, I suppose we could wait here for them.
Yeah, we'll eat. You need to eat. And they'll catch up with us when they're ready.
Scarlett would enjoy her meal. That's pretty much her agenda. Meal and sleep.
Hmm.
Okay. The city is still a little bit shaken up as to what's going on, as the word spreads about very, very quickly. By the time Scarlett was freed, most of the city, I would say about 95% of them, would already know what was going on. Krell is... You would have seen him at one point walk past the tavern and head towards the dockyard area, where he's still collecting all the bits. He's running backwards and forwards with them, so that he can practice blacksmithing with Farah.
Okay.
The food that you've ordered will arrive very shortly. And really, there's nothing else that's going on. There's no sign. There's no sign of Akeem or his son Mustafa, because they've already left. They collected what was owed, and they've headed off to back to Chaldean. So there's no chance that you will run into them at all, Scarlett, other than obviously back in the marketplace.
Okie
I guess it's really up to you guys now, whatever you want to do. You are in town, so this will net you another chance to do some downtime activity. But if there's anything else that you wish to do whilst you're here, then let me know.
I think Ophi just needs to chill and get rid of some of her frustration from the guards.
Mm-hmm.
And Fiona. The courthouse clerk.
Or he's still thinking about a secret entrance into the palace and the cellars.
The heat of the day, though, is coming up, isn't it? So we don't want to be walking around the town too much.
Well, so they say that an hour's passed, so it's about 9 o'clock-ish. All of that has gone down extremely quickly, and it's also been resolved very quickly. With the release of Scarlett, there's now no fees hanging over her head. There's no capture orders. There's no nothing. She's absolutely fine. She's been bailed out.
Scarlett, how do you feel now that's all out of the way?
I'm glad it's over. I'd rather have not have dealt with it, if I'm honest, but at least it's one thing less to think about. Maybe now we can focus on what we're here to do, destroy the demons and free this cursed land from the demons' grip.
Right. What should we do next?
Rather than dealing with grubby, greedy merchants.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than chasing your past or having your past chase you.
It's one less spectre on my shoulder.
I'm grateful sometimes that I don't know a huge amount about my own past. Though, it does mean it could pop up at any time and grab me. I have my adoptive parents, but I don't know who my real parents are.
Still think about them?
My adoptive parents? All the time. It's because of them that I found Nick. But my real parents, I wouldn't know where to start.
With any luck, it won't start with us finding you in a jail cell and spending 1,500 gold. Free them, eh?
You're more likely
Not
to
like that
find me
weak chocolate.
frozen. You're more likely to find me frozen like a flaming popsicle than you are to find me in a jail cell, if it's anything to do with my past.
Maybe one day we can tell me a bit more about that.
I tend not to think too much about it.
I'd rather be doing the same, to be honest.
I don't like
Thinking
being
about it.
cold.
Yeah, I've got nothing I want to achieve in terms of the session now today. Nothing more that I would want to do.
No problem. Morie and Ophi, is there anything that you want to take care of in town?
I'm more likely to do some downtime herbology stuff and learn more about the plants and stuff in the region, because this is a region I'm not familiar with, and I'm keen to start, to make my own potions.
Yeah, okay, we can take care of that. What about you, Morie?
Probably would join Srin in the library then, to get a bit more of knowledge around and wisdom things. Because Morie feels a little bit lost sometimes. She doesn't know much about this place. She just wanders around and now she wants to learn. And maybe even helps Rin with their stuff.
The pursuit of knowledge. Yeah, okay,
Yes.
that's fair enough. Okay, well, what I'll do is then, so obviously, after your food has come out and Atma's delivered it over to you, you've all finished your meals, and gone about your own thing. I don't know, what are you doing with Scarlett? Probably resting.
What do you mean? What am I doing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sleeping, definitely. Just gonna get some rest. I'm still quite injured from the all the battle with the guards, so I'll be tending my wounds and getting some sleep.
Okay.
And waiting for Zarin and Kroll to get back.
Okay. Well, they're almost finished, so this is going to be like a crossover thing. So if you want to do a short rest,
Yeah.
so you can do your hit points and MP dice, Scarlett, if you want to do that.
Okay. I'll do that now. Yep.
Guys, there's one more thing I wanted to ask you. I found the waypoint you showed me on the map. And there was a giant sphinx cat. Have you entered the dark entrance behind her?
Yes, we did. And yes, we left very quickly.
Good to know.
We decided it was best to come have a rest before we tackled that in any great detail. Especially seeing as the sandworm managed to kill some of our weapons. Which is why we used the waypoint to come here. How did you find your first waypoint trip, by the way?
It was special, let's say that. Dark. And yeah. I prefer wandering around, to be honest. You feel much more grounded. Sand between the feet. But it was nice.
Oh, it certainly speeds the whole journey up if you need to in a hurry.
Yeah. Gives you a little bit of nausea though, so
Oh, you get used to it. The noisier passes.
but I would love to travel back and see the Sphinx. Maybe touch her. See what happens.
Right.
Alright, so what was the meal that you ordered, Ophi?
What's that, sorry?
What was the meal that you ordered for everybody?
Just a carvery.
A carvery. Okay. So it'll be something like a wild boar sort of thing. And are you fronting the cost for it then?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So for all of you, it'll be 5 gold in total. Bear in mind, it's not just meat. There's other stuff that comes with it.
I could pay for it this time.
Right. I'll be right back.
Top 2. Alright. So with all that taken care of then, Morie, I will put you over by the library. And you'll be going to join Zorin. And we'll see what we can do in terms of getting you like an actual task to do, not just to help Zorin, but to achieve something for your character.
Yes, that would be.
Scarlett is obviously resting up. Do you want me to put you back with Lysander, Ophi, so you can talk to him about the alchemy stuff? Put you over there in the market. The market has returned back to its normal state before all of the commotion kicked off. There's people now trading heavily through the streets. There's just your general hustle and bustle of the marketplace that you would come to expect on a day-to-day basis. Kane has near enough finished. He's on his last item that he's identifying. He's got his head in his book, in his tome, trying to discern the properties of the dagger that was left with him by Krell. And I believe, yeah, we'll move Krell back so he can continue his work with Farah. Okay then. So I think if that's everything, we could probably call it early today. Unless there's anything specific you want to take care of now, let me know. If not, then
Yeah,
I think we've achieved what we needed to do.
Short intermission, a side episode.
Oh, yeah, it was always going to be an odd one. It was just trying to
Side quest.
Yeah, kind of like a side quest in a way. Yeah, trying to fill in something for you guys, and also bring to light a bit of information about Scarlett.
And character stories, yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
We don't always get a chance to touch on them.
No, exactly. So it was always something that was going to catch up with Scarlett in the end, and I think she knew that. You can only outrun it for so long.
Can't run forever.
But now it's dealt with. As a result, Scarlett, you can wipe out your fear on your character sheet.
Oh,
Woohoo!
Your fear is gone. You are now, I guess, if you want to, able to have close relations with people. As a result of you now being more forward, and I don't know whether you're going to be more open. That's remains to be seen.
As long as she doesn't have the hots for Sven, it's fine.
I mean, we don't know. We don't know what's going to go on between them two. They might not. But now Scarlett has the option, whereas before she was very kept to herself. Now she's opened up a little bit, and with that weight off her shoulders, in doing so, has freed her from her fear of getting close to people.
And being found, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so she's no longer wanted.
Nice.
we'll have to see how that impacts her character as we play.
Well, yes, obviously, this is going to be something which it may replace part of your character, depending on how you want to have it affect her. But right now, I should imagine she's more relieved than anything else. So, thus, letting go of your fear.
Also, she's had her the party, or at least the girls at the party, step up for her. So she knows she's not alone.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there's been lots of factors that have contributed to her being more confident when it comes to certain things. Okay, guys. Well,
Good game, everyone.
in that case, yeah, I think we'll cut it a bit early today. Don't forget, we have got next session next weekend where we're all here, so let's make it a good one, because we're not going to be playing for 3 weeks after that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So,
I don't know if Zerin's here next week, is he, DM?
yes, he is. He said he is.
Oh, did he? Oh, okay.
Yeah, we've got a full house. As Morie can make
Cool.
it now as well.
Yeah.
Oh, cool, thanks. You were cracking me up, Morie. You're so softly spoken, the way you were gently intimidating that card. It's hilarious. Oh, well, maybe we'll just, an accident might happen. Oh, no. And Ophi juggling her little fireballs. Oh, I wonder accidentally start a fire in here. Oh, no.
Yeah, I know.
Love it.
I was messaging Rich on Discord, and we were saying like, "Oh, this is just hilarious."
Yeah. We are silently mean at times.
But like I said, it's not been all right. It's been a bit costly for you, but apart from that, I think you've achieved a lot in terms of freeing Scarlett over there. And now you don't have to worry about it.
Absolutely no fun if you just pay the bail and get on with it. It's like the chicken's way out. You could do a bit of persuading.
Well, you gave it a go. So that's all can be asked of you. I'm just trying to think. No, that's it. So if you want to stick around, then I'll probably be here for a little bit longer. I'm going to try and get this uploaded as quick as possible.
I have a question.
Mhm.
Can Morie work on her intimidation skills?
In the library,
Yeah.
how are
Or
you
maybe-
planning on that?
She could try and scare people in the library. Or intimidate them too.
Zrin,
No,
you want to scare Zrin?
probably, but it's not a good thing to scare someone that you like. But she could. Maybe she moves from the library back to the marketplace and tries to intimidate people there, to trying to get better at it.
Right.
Like, give me your apples, so I'm gonna touch them. Don't know.
Give me your apples, I'm going to touch them.
I'm gonna throw them on the floor! And then they're not worth anymore. Not much more. Oh gosh. They're not worthy enough?
Okay, yeah.
How do you say it?
Yeah. You want to be...
How would you work on your intimidation game?
You want to be the new criminal on the block, you go ahead.
Maybe Morie starts with kids. She starts there. Tiny steps until
Give
she
me your
can
lunch money.
speak to the kids anymore. Again.
Give me a lunch money, I'll punch you in the face. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe a punch in the face to tell your mom that you were mean to me.
Oh my goodness me.
It's a good skill work.
Well, it's a good thing that you haven't actually fully decided on this, isn't it? We will discuss this more.
But like in theory, if I came up with something not as mean for intimidation, is there any way that Morie could work on it?
You'd be better off intimidating somebody with your wall.
That's a good point. Yeah, having your wolf growl at someone would certainly
That's
be
a
quite
good
intimidating.
Should have thought of that.
Yeah, you can summon wolves. I mean, I think if wolves just appear out of nowhere, it's going to be pretty intimidating anyway.
Okay.
These two ferocious wolves snarling and snapping at you. Yeah, that'd be
Yeah,
that'd
you
be quite
need to
terrible.
give brown trousers time for the
It would,
person
wouldn't it?
who-
Yeah.
Next time the guard is gonna get him with my wolves.
You're just hounding this poor guard. You've already beaten him at cards. Like, what else are you going to do to this poor man?
I want to get into the castle! I want
To
to
the
let him
palace.
down
Morie
there!
has sworn a blood oath of vengeance on these guys.
Trying to help here, okay?
Let me into the castle. Let me into the palace, or I'll set my dogs on you.
Nice one.
Oh dear. No, yeah. We'll discuss this a bit more, Morie. And hopefully come up with a way that won't end up with you getting thrown into a cell.
I mean, that could have been a way
End up
too.
rescuing
Then
Morie
you're
next.
inside.
Next episode, yeah, rescue Morie from the prison. No.
I'm gonna think about something.
Yeah, think about it, and we'll go from there. All right then. So we'll call it a day then for now. What is it? We're approaching 3:30, so we're only like an hour before, so it's not too bad.
Yeah, it's been successful. It's been fun.
Yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm going to do the outro, and then I'll stick around. If anyone wants to chat, then feel free. Morie, we can probably discuss a bit more about your chosen tasks.
Yes.
Without turning you into public enemy number 1. And yeah, we'll do that. Alright guys, so cheers for today. And don't forget, we play next week.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Alright, let's get everyone on. Okay. Yep, everybody's on mute. Okay. Wow. This sun. Ooh. Anyway. Guys, yeah, seriously, thanks for today. It's been a bit of an eye-opener for a lot of people, I think. And obviously when the audience of our campaign at home get to watch this, I think they're going to quite possibly wetting themselves at some point as well. So yeah, it's been a good session. We are going to cut it shorter today, obviously, but because I think we've achieved everything that we can really do without stretching it completely. We just filler content, so I don't really want to do that. That said, I want to thank everyone who turned up today. Scarlett, Ophi, Morie, thank you very much. I've had a great time, and it's been real fun making this little side quest, and also finding out and bringing to light a bit of Scarlett's past, her backstory, what's made her into what she is now, and how she got here. So yeah, it's been interesting. I'm hoping to do or include other backstories if possible. Further down the line, at least. Not just yet, but further down the line. So yeah, as per usual, if anyone is interested who's watching, thanks very much for sticking with us. We really appreciate it, and obviously I'd love to hear any thoughts that you've got on our on our recent session. I really would like to know what you're thinking. But yeah, feel free to drop us any comments, really. Doesn't have to be what I'm asking for. It could be absolutely anything. It can be stating who your favourite character is or something like that, or any of the items maybe that have been created throughout the game, stuff like that. There's all kinds of different topics that you can broach, and we'll be all happy to join in and have a conversation. There's also our website, which is going to be in the description, Venturing Sanctuary. You can find it on Google, not a problem, but the link will be in the description as per usual, along with the timestamps, which I don't know how many I'm going to fit in this one, but I will do my best to break it up so that it's not so hard to search through the bits. And yeah, like I said, we are going to be playing next week. Normally it's a 2-week gap. For those of you who don't know, people that are just joining us, welcome. Yes, we normally play every 2 weeks, but because of holiday and family commitments and stuff like that, we've had to bring one of these sessions forward a week, so it is going to make our session after that a little bit further away. So we all hope that you join us for both of those as well and continue. Yeah, so without further ado then, session is now closed, and we'll see what happens in the next one. We hope you come and join us for that one too. So until then, my dear travellers, goodbye for now.